Namaste everyone. Welcome back. Children, last time we have taken up the topic plant and its parts. And we know that a plant has two major parts, the root system and the shoot system. So root system we have already covered in our previous session. Today we'll take up the shoot system. And we know that shoot system, it is that part of the plant that grows above the soil, right? And today I have this zinnia plant with me. So let us understand the shoot system taking help of zinnia plant. We know that a shoot system, it consists of the stem, then we have the branches, then we have the leaves, and this is the bud. And if you look at this bud after 2 3 days, what will you find here? You will find a beautiful flower like this. So that means a bud gives rise to a flower. And we know that plants, they bear fruits, and fruits contain seeds. And we'll talk about all these parts of the shoot system one by one. So let us take up parts of a plant and their functions. Parts of plants. We know that there are two major parts, that is the root system and the shoot system. And root system, it is made up of the root, and the shoot system is made up of the stem, leaf, flowers and fruits. And all of you know that some fruits, they contain seeds also. So children, we have already covered root system in our previous session. So in this session, we'll take up the shoot system. But before we switch over to the main content of today's topic, let us name any four parts that you have learnt earlier. And what are those four parts of a plant? That is leaf, the fruit, stem, and the root. Now, let us revise the two major parts of the plant, the root system and the shoot system. Root system, the part of plant that grows below the ground, is called the root system. It consists of roots which fix the plant to the soil. As I told you that it is difficult to pull out a plant because roots are holding them tightly in the soil. Then we have the shoot system. The part of plant that grows above the ground is called the shoot system. It consists of stem, branches, leaves, flowers and fruits, right? Now let us understand some scientific terms that we'll be using during this session. So first is germination. Process of growth of a new plant from a seed when it gets right amount of air, water and sunlight is called germination. So here you can see that one small seed, first it produces the roots. Roots, they go deep into the soil to absorb water, and then it gives rise to the stem, and then stem eventually comes out of the soil, right? And then it bears leaves. And what are the three things which are required for this process of germination is? These are air, water and sunlight. All right. So children, you know the leaves are green in color. Most leaves are green in color. If we talk about a leaf, we should know that green leaves prepare food for the plant, and they are rightly called as the kitchen of the plant, right? And now what makes the leaves green and how do plants breathe, this will take up in our next slide. Okay, there is the new term again, the chlorophyll. That is the green colored substance present in the leaves is called chlorophyll. That means the leaves are green because of the presence of chlorophyll in them, right? And then we have stomata. Tiny openings on the underside of the leaf are called stomata. And we know that stomata, they help in the exchange of gases. They help the plants to breathe, right? Now, since we are talking so many things about a leaf, let us understand what is the term used for the process by which leaves make their food. Okay, that is photosynthesis, the process of preparing food by the green leaves. No, we need to have green leaves for preparing food of the plant using air, water, and sunlight is called photosynthesis, right? So, like germination, photosynthesis also needs air, water, and sunlight. So, with this, we come to the first part of the shoot system, and that is the stem. Okay, so stem is the main part of the shoot system. It helps to keep plant straight and erect. Erect means it helps the plant to keep it upright in upright direction. Then stem is soft and green in young plants and become hard and brown as the plant grows. It is called trunk in grown up trees. So here we have taken the example of mango sapling. When I say sapling, what does it mean? Sapling means a baby plant, right? So a baby plant has soft and very tender stem, right? But when the plant grows, then it develops hard and woody stem, and then we call it the trunk. You can see the mango tree, and this is the trunk. But children, there are certain plants which, even if they grow to a certain height or age, they remain have weak stems. So let us see what are those plants. So some plants like money plant, grapevine, watermelon, pumpkin, etc. have weak stems even when the plant has fully grown, right? So, money plant and grapevine, these are the plants which need some support to climb, right? So, they will either take the support of the wall or sticks to climb. But there are certain plants which bear very heavy fruits, and the stem of these plants, it crawls on the ground like watermelon and pumpkin. So these are the examples of weak stems, right? With this, let us go to the functions of the stem. So let us see what are the functions. It keeps the plant upright, yes. It supports the branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. It carries water, food, and minerals to all parts of plant. So roots absorb water and minerals from the soil, and then these are sent to the stem, and then stem distributes it to all the parts of the plant. Now if we will take a case of cactus plant, all of you know that cactus plant grows in deserts, right? So there where there is very less rainfall and there is scarcity of water. So the stem of this plant, it has the capacity to store a lot of water for its survival. So in some plants like cactus, the stem is thick and fleshy and stores water for the plant. But in some plants like sugarcane, extra food is stored in the stem. So when you are eating a sugarcane, you should know that you are eating the stem part of sugarcane. If you have not eaten the sugarcane, then but I am sure you must have enjoyed the sugarcane juice. Yes? Then we have some more stems like potato and ginger. The stem grows under the soil and store the food and are also called underground stems. So, children, don't be mistaken. These are not roots. Potato and ginger are underground stems because they bear flowers, fruits, leaves, right? And you can see some roots over here, right? Similarly, roots in the ginger also. So we will not call them roots. These are the stems, right? So after this, we will switch over to the very important part of the plant. And by now, I'm sure all of you know what is that part. Yes, the leaf. And what makes it so important? Yes, because it is the kitchen of the plant, right? So it is the most important part of the plant. These are green in color as they contain chlorophyll, right? Then they are usually flat, broad, and thin. That means they vary in their shapes and sizes. So let us see what are the various parts of a leaf. So first part is the lamina or leaf blade. It is the flat and broad part of the leaf. This flat and broad part of the leaf is called lamina or the leaf blade. And then next is the midrib. Midrib, or we also call it main vein. It is the main vein running at the center of a leaf from one end to the other. So that means it is running from here to one end to the another end. So it also helps to carry water and minerals, right? And then we have some side veins also. These are seen as lines emerging from either side of midrib and going towards the edges of the leaf. So here you can see that these lines. These are very fine tubes, no? These are tubes like structures and they are going till the edge of the leaf and they form a network like structure on the leaf and again help in transportation of water and minerals. And then we have petiole or leaf stalk. So it is that part which connects the leaf to the branch. So we know that this is the part from where the leaf is attached to the branch. So children, what are the four main parts of a leaf? The lamina, midrib, side veins and the petiole. Now we will take up the functions of the leaves. So what are the functions of leaves? Leaves have a green colored substance called chlorophyll which helps to absorb sunlight. That means like roots they absorb water and minerals for the plant. So leaves they absorb the sunlight. And why are they absorbing sunlight using chlorophyll? Because basically they are absorbing the heat of the sunlight to cook their food. Green leaves prepare food for the plants using air, water and sunlight by a process called photosynthesis. Then there are tiny openings on the underside of the leaves called stomata. These help plants to breathe. As I told you that stomata, it helps in the exchange of gases. Now, children, do you know we eat leaves of certain plants? So let us see what are those plants. Some plants such as fenugreek. You understand what is fenugreek? Fenugreek is the methi. Mint, coriander and spinach store food in their leaves and are eaten as food. So you must have seen these leaves in your kitchen. So with this we will move on to the flower part of it. Most plants bear flowers seasonally. That means the flowers they grow according to their season. So you will find some flowers in spring season, Some flowers you might find in winters, but you will not find those in spring, right? Then they vary in color, shape, size, smell, and they may be single or appear in bunches. Then all flowers they blossom from buds, as I have shown you the picture also in the beginning of this session. So now tell me one thing. Why do plants need flowers? Are they there just to beautify your garden, or is there a purpose behind? So let us see what is the purpose behind. Most flowers they become fruits which contain one or more seeds. Seeds help the plants to reproduce. Okay, so we have to understand something here. So we will take the journey of a pomegranate flower. So this is a pomegranate flower, and they are saying that first this flower it starts becoming big from the bottom. It starts storing food. Here you can see the next stage where it has started storing food, and then eventually it takes it standard size. Once it takes its original size, the flower part is pushed to the one side. Alright? And when you cut open this fruit, what will you find? You will find seeds inside. Right? So a flower is producing seeds and a plant is producing a flower. So why plant is producing flowers? Because plant has to produce seeds to reproduce. We know the term reproduce, which means the, producing the ones of their own kind. That means if the pomegranate flower has produced seeds and if we sow them, we will get more pomegranate plants, right? And then we eat certain flowers also. What are those flowers? Broccoli and cauliflower are those flowers which we eat as food. Now, since we have talked about seeds here, so let us know more about the fruit and the seeds. So many plants bear different kinds of fruits. Most fruits bear seeds in them. If we take the example of mango, so they may have one seed, right? All of you have eaten mango. They may have few seeds like orange, or they may have multiple seeds like watermelon, papaya, or guava, right? So then we have new plants grow from seeds. And what is that process called? That is called germination, right? Then let us see what are the functions of fruits and seeds. A seed stores food for the baby plant. So what does it mean? That when the seed is inside the soil and the plant has not developed its own leaves, because we know the leaves will produce food for the plant, but as long as the plant is unable to produce its own leaves and start the process of photosynthesis, they take up their food that is stored in the seeds. We eat fruits of many plants as they are juicy and tasty, and they are healthy also, right? And we eat some seeds as food like bean, corn, rice, and we use some seeds as spices. Examples are the pepper and cumin. Now, children, that was all about the shoot system. Now we will quickly revise some keywords. So that first is the root system, the part of the plant that grows below the ground. Shoot system, the part of the plant that grows above the ground. Petiole, the part that connects the leaf to the branch. And germination is the process of the growth of a seed into a new plant. Now, let us move on to the question answer session. Name some plants having weak stem. So, what will be the key points here? Weak stem means they need support to climb, and examples are grapevine and money plant. Then we have list functions of stem. So there are many functions. First is that it keeps the plant upright, it supports the branches, leaf, flowers, fruits, it carries water, food and minerals to all parts of plant. It stores water in some plants, for example, cactus. It stores extra food in some plants like sugarcane. Then, in some cases, they grow under the soil and store food. An example is potato and definitely ginger also. Then we have draw and draw a leaf and label its parts. All right. So what are the four parts? The lamina, midrib, side veins and petiole. Then we have functions of a leaf. We know that chlorophyll, which helps to absorb sunlight, they prepare the food and the process is called photosynthesis. Stomata that are present on the underside, they help the plant to breathe, and some leaves store food like spinach and mint. And the last question is name two flowers that are eaten. Yes. So we eat broccoli and cauliflower. Okay, children, so that was all about this session. But before we leave, let us quickly give a look to some leaves that we eat as food. So, can you identify these? These are mint leaves, right? And they smell really nice. Then we have, can you recognize these leaves? Yes, these are methi leaves, or we call that fenugreek. And then we have one more with us. Can you recognize this? Yes, coriander. Your mom must be using it in vegetables, right? And now quickly we'll revise the parts of the leaf. So we know that the part that attaches to the stem is called the petiole, and the main part of the leaf is called the leaf blade or lamina, and the vein that passes from one end of the leaf to the another end is called the main vein, and then we have the side veins, right? We have these side veins. They form the network of tubes on the leaves, right? So these are called side veins. So four parts are the petiole, the lamina, the midrib and the side veins, right? So that was all for now, and again thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and stay safe.